I always wanted to ask you, what was going through your mind that day when the sanctions came out?
Yeah, that was a tough day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were on vacation because it was right before training camp, which was another brutal way that they decided to do that. It was right before the start of training camp. And so I was on the Cape, and I got a call from Dave Joyner and Ira Lubert. I'm not sure if Ira's still involved with the program, but he was an awesome booster at the time. And he had a house on campus, so they're like, hey, coach, we need you to come back. It was 8 hours. It was exactly 8 hours from doorstep to doorstep from Massachusetts to Penn State. So I got in the car and I said, Colleen, I got to go back. We got something going on. And so I went back. And those guys were great. Rod Erickson was the interim president. Dave Joyner was the interim AD. They were great. We all met. Yeah. And there was a chance of this being the death penalty, that they were going to, like, not have football at Penn State. Like have 107,000 empty stadium, like economy in central Pennsylvania, like affected everything. So I said, my thing was like, no way. We have to at least play football and be on TV. Yeah. If we don't go to a bowl, we don't go to a bowl. If we can't compete for a Big Ten championship, that sucks. But like, we got to play, 6 home games, 7 home games, whatever it was, and we got to play on the TV. Yeah. And I remember Dave writing all that down, and in the end, that's what kind of got it to be that way. They negotiated. I didn't have anything to do with negotiating with the NCAA, but they did, and Rod and Dave, and so that's kind of how it ended up. But that was tough. That was a tough day when the news came out.
You remember we went up there then. A few days after.
With your parents.
Yeah, I remember calling you and you said,
real quick, guys, I have a free $100 deposit bonus for you from Prize Picks with my code AdamB or the link in my bio. Prize Picks is the best way to fire on sports because you pick players instead of teams. It's the most fun, and if you know how players are going to perform, you can make up to 10x your money. So go get that $100 bonus with my code AdamB or link in my bio.
I remember calling you and you said, before you make any decisions, come to camp, come see us. Like, come talk about it in person.
With your parents.
And then when all that came out, I had just landed in Richmond from the Elite 11. So I was out at the Elite 11 that whole week.
That's right.
So that was bonkers.
Yeah, and you guys came to campus with your parents.
Yeah.
And I came in and I said to, I think it was Billy Kavanaugh at the time, I was like, I'm just going to be honest with him. Because if I'm not honest, then what good is any of it? Yeah. And I told your parents and you guys that this is brutal, this is terrible news, but here's the deal. And I just tried to tell you guys what I felt. Yeah. But I remember that, and remember, there were 50, 75 questions. And I told him, I was like, look, if I can't answer the question, I'll find the answer. I couldn't answer every question. I could answer some of them, but I couldn't answer. And I have a vivid memory of that meeting with you guys in the team meeting room.
Yeah, because that was when we decided to stay.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. You rallied it, and
I don't know if I rallied it. I'll take the credit. No,
you guys come up to my office.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I remember you gave us, you said, I'm going to give you guys time to meet by yourselves.
Yeah.
You left the meeting room, and it was just the parents and us and the players. I remember, your dad spoke. I remember Brendan Mann's dad said
Brendan
some
Mann.
stuff. Yeah, Brendan Mann was there. Sickles was there. And we were like, we might as well just stay.
Sickles. That was a great crew. Might as well stay with this asshole. So I had Will Fuller, at the Texans.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I coached against, I used to see Quentin Nelson.
He was at that meeting.
He was in the meeting. Will Fuller was at the meeting.
And I love Will. He was a great player for me in Houston, but I would always say to him, you came out to my office. So remember, we had all you guys. We had, I think Quentin Nelson was coming, McGlinchey was coming, Fuller was coming. I think all these guys, and then, and rightfully so, they went to Notre Dame and because they could play for a championship. We couldn't, but the core guys of you guys, stayed, and that was massive for Penn State.
David Johnson, Ryan Switzer. Remember those guys?
There was a lot of good dudes in your era. A lot of good players. It was awesome.